Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Season 1, Week number 4 of Orion Drift VRML. Today, I will be your host, caster, Pine VR, joined by my co-caster, Ebro, for the beautiful match of IVI versus Radiant Energy. Ebro, how are you feeling about this match?
Looking at these two teams, both at the Master Tier, which is very good to see. Very high quality teams. Ivy, well-known team, currently second on the leaderboard after recently losing to Cold. Hot now being the #1 spot, is sure Ivy want to get that spot back. Looking at Radiant Energy, don't really recognise them as much, but to see them as top 8 currently in the Master level, that definitely means they're a good team. I think looking at the votes already, it looks like Ivy, the team, heavily voted towards them. So I think for Radiant Energy, it's got to be a prove yourself that you are top 8 and show that you do actually be there. Because I think for Ivy, they're looking at these guys thinking, who are these? We're not really used to this. They think it's going to be quite easy, but honestly, I think there's going to be a bit more to this.
I mean, like you said, with IVI being like really high voted, they're one of those known teams. You've got players like Gooblin, Pesky, Starkey, Xanos, Weeladdy. Just overall really, really good players. I mean, Gooblin right now, top 1 in EU ranked for just regular Orion Drift. So obviously he's going to be a standout player as it is. So of course, people are going to be like, okay, I'm voting for my favorite team because I know these guys. But then again, we've seen a lot of underdog teams come out and be in the top 10 throughout this season. I mean, you take a look at the EU standings right now. Yesterday's match, we watched Cold go from that #1 spot all the way down to #4 for their first loss this season. So we could see, teams like Ren, Devious, Radiant Energy, teams like these just make their way up above all the current, I guess, popular teams that we have throughout the season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're coming into this part of the season where we've seen every team kind of play with a mix of teams at different skill levels. Now everyone's getting their MMR, their matchmaking rating, which means now if everyone's got it, you're going to be with a lot closer games. You're going to see the top teams be a lot closer, a lot more fun action. Today you're going to see we've seen Ivy versus Cold, 2 top teams. Cold versus Ren, also 2 top teams. These like Ivy again. You just keep saying them. It's like they're the top people, and that. Now we're in this middle part of the season. It's still very early, I would say. I think it's 13 weeks this season. We're on week 4 already with the amount of games being played. It's quite a lot. It's like this is going to be the part where it shows the good teams, and then it's going to be the great teams. I think 100%. Today Ivy want to prove them that they're the great team.
Well, I 100% agree with you here. I mean, I don't know, people who are watching live right now, let us know in the chat who are you rooting for right now. I'm going to have to stay in the middle because, I think both teams are great, so I'm going to have to be in the middle, unfortunately, for it. But let me know, who are you guys voting for? And whenever these teams are ready, they slap the ball in the middle and we'll be ready to go. I'm very excited to start off with round 1 here because we're week 4 now, which means we're going to get some of the most interesting games that we've seen, seeing these top teams go against each other.
Yeah, I think looking at this, once I think Ivy wins this game, depends what happens. We could see a major upset with Radiant Energy as well. The ball has gone into the middle now as we start into round 1. Let's see how Radiant Energy is going to start this round. Obviously, straight away, Ivy doing their typical strategy of getting a load of speed. They want to get this possession nice and early. Ball goes high, and Gooblin straight away gets a nice open goal, as probably isn't able to catch the ball on time. A quick goal, literally 6 seconds into the game.
I mean, we're going to have to see, are Radiant going to be able to come with a very fast answer back? I mean, I've seen them do this before, but it looks like Xanos is going to be trying to Kiwi Wilbob right off the bat there. Very speedy plays, but Wilbob's going to go strike down for a goal. It's now 1-1 for Radiant Energy versus IVI. I mean, very quick goals coming from both teams. I do know, from observing both these teams play, they're both very speedy, and they try to get things done quickly. But, will that help them if they both have like a similar playstyle? I don't know yet.
Yeah, you're trying to fight fire with fire. It could work, but it seems, when you go further into the round, you might see a bit more strategy. Looking at the Ivy roster, they don't have Weeladdy today, and Weeladdy is known to be their more defensive player, so that might be a bit different for Ivy in how they play. But already, Wilbob, so he's going to go for a good attempt, but Pesky gets the save. Doesn't matter though, it's a quick little counter push, gets that goal pushed in. Radiant Energy being 2-1 up now with 4 minutes basically remaining.
Excellent, Pesky kind of taunting the camera there as he got scored on. But it looks like almost an own goal just happened there, but Pesky's now flying airborne with a nice little ceiling carve. Gets tackled off the bat though, leaving for Blobby to shoot the ball upwards in towards the IVI side, but Gooblin is in the backhand, looking for that defensive play. As the ball now goes back into the hands of Willbob as he goes airborne onto towards Halo. He's going to look for a teammate to pass to, trying to find an opportunity. Falls right off of Halo, but he's going to stay composed, goes right over Gublin with a nice little pass over to Rex. Rex now looking for that opportunity, but getting tackled by Xenos as the ball now open air for anyone to grab that possession there. As we're going to look for Willbobs to try and build up that speed, grab the ball there as he goes back there. Kind of a nice little ceiling carve dodge around Xenos there. I think one good thing here is Willbobs has that mechanical play style. He's good with ceiling carves. He's good with just regular carving in general. He knows what he's doing, so they have that mechanical advantage here. As the ball's going to go now into the hands of Kreeb. Kreeb now looking for a pass off to Willbob, but Willbob just too short of the ball, leading for Pesky now to go for a very clean pass over to Xenos. Xenos, the pass back to Pesky. Pesky with a quick hit over to Gublin. Gublin with a hit down to Xenos, and Xenos with a hit into the goals. Beautifully executed there from IVI. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left, 2-2. We could see an overtime here, but you never know because both teams are very quick.
Yeah, definitely. Xenos straight away, already going to try go for the Kiwi. He jumps a bit too early, and Willbob sees that. He's going to go high now. Looks like Starkey's going to try pressure him, gets a tackle off. That might be going in. Xenos able to catch the ball and gives Ivy a counter attack. He's going to clear it to the side to Starkey and Gubin. Gubin's going to pick it up. He's going to cross it to Pesky. Pesky's in the air, back to Starkey. Starkey's going to go for a shot now. Bit off target. Pesky might be able to go for another shot. No, 2 bounces, 3 bounces. But in the end, it does go in. I thought they barely missed it then. Nice speed play from Ivy.
I mean, a lot of back and forth there as the goal, finally went in. I always say this. If you hit the ball enough, eventually it will go in. And you know what? IVI live by that rule from what I've seen from them playing. But Willbob, off with a strong start here. He's now jumping onto Ness, looking for that pass to Blobby. But Blobby just missing it, leading for Rex to be on the rebound there as he tries to grab it, gets it, executes it over to Bob. Willbob, though, getting tackled, but the ball now heading up towards the Radiant Energy side, but Kreb is there to pick that ball up right off the bat with the amount of speed, but it hits off of one of his shoulders, leading for Gublin to go for the offensive push here as he looks for the goal and he sinks it in absolutely beautifully. It's now 4-2. IVI are currently the outliers in this match, just absolutely dominating so far. With 1 minute left, Radiant Energy do have the opportunity to make a comeback here.
Yeah, already Willbob now is going to try go for a solo play here. It probably goes for the bump on the keeper, and that gives them an opportunity to get a goal back. 4-3 now with 55 seconds to go. I'm sure Ivy, when I get this first round done and dusted, Xenon's going to take the ball now, go nice and quickly to the side, maybe seeing passing options, Glibbing on the far side. He might just go for the solo. Doesn't able to hit it though. Glibbing's going to try go for it. He goes to Starkey though. Even if Radiant Energy has a ton of goalies, Ivy still get this goal. 35 seconds left.
I mean, dude, Radiant Energy, I hate to say, but they still have the opportunity to make a comeback. 30 seconds left. You never know what happens, but it looks like Gublin is going to be able to swoop that ball up onto Halo as he gets for the offensive push. It tries to just beautifully sink it in, but unfortunately getting tackled. Could have looked for that pass opportunity there, but unfortunately it was a little bit too much on the offense. But it's fine. They have 8 seconds. They know they've won this round. They just have to stop Radiant from scoring. That's all they have to do now. Is the ball is airborne. Will it touch the ground here very soon? Let's see how long they try and keep it off there. These teams like to keep it off, but it looks like it's going to touch the ground for a round 1 win there to IVI.
Yeah, good round already for Ivy getting that first round win. Looking already, Wheeladdy recently joining, going in for Starkey. I definitely thought at the start of this game I saw there's no Wheeladdy. He's usually a defensive player, and I think Radiant Energy realised that. They think they go a bit more mechanical. So Willbob, when he took the ball off QB, he was being very aggressive very quickly, trying to get past Xenos, with the rest of Ivy just slowly staying back, want to make sure that no one can get bumped. However, Radiant Energy, they see the goalie able to take him out of the play, which is how they scored the majority of their goals. Ivy, they definitely seem like the more mechanical team when they do have the ball, and they do seem a lot faster. However, I think Radiant Energy, when they actually able to slow the game down, get some possession, I think that might give them a chance to actually give them another goal coming into round 2 now, so the ball does go into the middle.
I see a lot of people asking about the VRML servers for the next Halloween update, which is tomorrow, by the way. If you want any more information about that, head over to the Orion VRML Discord. I'm sure there will be an announcement at some point regarding what's happening there, as we don't actually know. So, just pay attention to the Orion VRML Discord. The link should be in the description of the live stream. But we're now into round number 2 here. As the ball is out here, we're going to look for Wheeladdy. Has been subbed in. Like you said, Wheeladdy wasn't here for the start, but he's here. He's arrived. He's ready for that aggression. As now, Xanos is going to take that ball airborne onto Nest. He's going to look for an opportunity here as he goes right under these sewers on his own with an offensive pusher on his own here as he just goes and smacks the ball down for the first goal here. 30 seconds in. It's now 1-0 for IVI.
Yeah, Red Energy, they want to get this goal back straight away. They want to get this comeback. They don't want to give Ivy an opportunity to score a ton of goals and just give them a very hard challenge. Now, as I say that, Will Bob, he's going to pass it towards Blobby and Thing, but Thing's able to catch it. Rex now, he's got the ball. He's going to go for a shot. Weelady isn't able to save it, and that gives them the equalising goal they wanted. Now, Xenos, though, looks like he's going to get the ball nice and quickly. They're going to react to this, Ivy. Weelady going quite far up. How about Xenos? He go for the goalie bump, and it works perfectly. Xenos is completely unmarked just to go for the open shot.
I mean, an absolutely beautifully executed play there from IVI. You know, quick on the aggression, quick on the answer back. I'm curious to see how Radiant Energy, play against us now, because IVI have their main roster. They're looking for that aggression, and they're finding it very quickly. So how Radiant Energy, kind of answer back on this is going to be very crucial for the match now. This Thing and Gooblin are going to be fighting out for the ball here. He gets it past Gooblin. Xanos is going to swoop in and steal it from the air with a very clean little ceiling carve pass over to Pesky. Pesky with a bounce back to Gooblin. Gooblin with a down pass to Xanos, and Xanos just sinking that ball in absolutely beautifully. Now 3-1 for IVI versus Radiant Energy. I mean, IVI are just going quick on the aggression right now.
Yeah, Ivy, they like doing their quick little speed, get Xenos up to speed, especially when they just concede. But when they do have the ball on the counter attack, they get everyone up, they get all the passes done. Radiant Energy not even able just to mark because of how quick they're passing. They just do the quick 1, 2, 3, 4, and bang, it goes in. I say that Pessy's going to go for a long shot that does look off target though. Blobby gets it for Radiant Energy first. He's going to clear it to the side. Looks like Rex is going to give it to Will Bob, pressured by Xenos. He's going to put it to the middle. Gubin now able to get the intercept. Weelady straight back to Gubin. Is he now going to go high up? Runs out of boost. He's going to go for a long shot. Thing redirects it into his own net though.
I mean, that's our first own goal so far. I mean, you might see more. I've been seeing a lot of own goals throughout the season 1. So, I mean, I'm curious to see how they kind of come back from that. You score an own goal. It's kind of up to you to, avenge that and get your own goal here. But Xanos, once again, going for a long shot. It could have been in there, but Blobby is quick to defend that ball from going in. As the ball now gets passed over to the center, Gooblin just missing it. He's a little too short. Maybe if he's above the height of 5'2", he would have been able to catch that. But unfortunately, Will Bob's going to be passing over to Blobby, and Blobby's going to try and go for the sink, but Weelady is going to go for that nice defensive play there. As the ball now in the open, going towards the Radiant Energy side, as they're going to try and hit it down, but unfortunately doesn't go in just yet. They're going to be having a little bit of a fight to try and grab that ball control. As Gooblin now swoops in, he's gotten taller, he's dropping down for a pass to Pesky, and Pesky being able to beautifully sink that ball into the net for 5-1.
Yeah, so it looks like Ivy, they kind of figured out how to beat this team pretty easy now. Once the ball's on their side, they just got to keep the pressure up, as they don't really know how to kind of get the ball cleared away, trying to get possession. Ivy just outpacing them everywhere, and that does give them the chances to get those nice open goals now. Bobby's going to try and go for a shot, but Weelady's perfectly in position to save it. As that goes for a long shot, looks like it's barely going to be wide. Wilbur now, he's going to have the ball for Radiant Energy, goes low as Gubin tries to follow him. He does get a bit of a tackle, bit of chaos now goes into the corner. This could be an opportunity for Ivy now. It goes to Xenos. Xenos to the side now with Rex in front of him. Blobby tries to push him. He's going to go for a shot caught by Will Bob. Will Bob might be going for the long shot. He does go for it. Bounces off the central circle, and that does go in. This could be a chance for Radiant Energy to go for the comeback with about 35 seconds to go. I think all Ivy need to do now is just waste a bit of time. They've got the second round under their belt.
I mean, yeah, IVI are, quick to the aggression. They're standing on business right now as they go for even more beautiful goals. It's 6-2. IVI, they don't have to score more goals to win this, but they're just doing it anyway because they know they can. And Will Bob is going to go for a little bit of an answer back here. I mean, it's pretty obvious that IVI are going to win the round number 2. But, we'll see how Radiant Energy played, within the last 10 seconds. They're going to go for a nice little pass off to Rex. Rex is going to go for that goal, but unfortunately, it's not going to go in. 2 seconds left. They're going to keep that ball airborne. And it looks like IVI are going to try and find a 7th goal here. Oh, but it looks like the ball's going to touch the ground, leading for a round 2 win there for IVI.
Yeah, Ivy, they definitely seem a lot more comfortable once they have their main roster on. I think they're just going to keep playing like this. They seem very happy with how they're playing so far. I think they're going to try to continue with this. Radiant Energy, they're going to have to find a way. I think they're talking to each other now. Maybe have to change the strategy, change up who's playing where, because they really need to get this round now. It's on to the series point for Ivy, and it doesn't really look like that Radiant Energy might have any opportunity to go for a reverse sweep. I'm sure they want to go for it. Ivy, they want to get this game stripped down nice and quickly. They want that #1 spot back nice and quickly. They want revenge for what Cole did to them. As we go into round 3 now, Lily, and it looks like already Ivy, they're going to get their speed up. They want to do their typical strategy. They want to get this game as fastly done as possible.
Well, as we head into round 3, we have our cheerleader Pesky dancing to start off the round there. You know, hitting a little boogie. Oh, blowing, how beautiful, blowing me a little kiss. As we head now into our 3rd round, the ball is out. It looks like there's going to be a little bit of a fight for the possession there, but Xenos is going to be the one to find it as he heads towards the goals for a very quick start. He's going to look for that goal. He's going to almost find it, but it looks like it's going to get stopped almost immediately. Radiant Energy now locking in on that defense. They know what they've got to do here, but Goblin building up that speed. Are they going to be able to save against that? And it looks like they're not. It's a first goal for Ivy now. 30 seconds in, 1-0. People are asking for a mercy right now in the live chat. I mean, maybe we could see a mercy from IVI, but you never know. Radiant Energy could have that Radiant Energy to pick back up and win here.
Yeah, I think if any time for Radiant Energy to have their own Radiant Energy, now's the time. As a good pass goes to the corner for Rex. He's going to go for a ceiling carve. Thing waiting for the pass, but he's just going to go for the solo. As I say that, he actually does get it to Thing. Gubin, though, able to read that. Xenos going to go for a clear attempt. Gubin's able to pick up from just a little bounce, and that may be going in. Yes, it does. 54.2 meter shot from Gublin. That's going to give Ivy their 2nd goal. 4 more, and they get the mercy done.
I mean, you never know. You know, IVI, like I said earlier, they're picking up on that aggression, so we could see them very well get that mercy. But Blobby building up that speed. He's going to lock down. He's going to go for the goal, but it hits just a little too much to the left. You know, going for a corner shot is not always the opportunity you want to find there. But Xenos now picking up that speed on the left-hand side. He's going to go for a pass over to Pesky. Pesky seeking that opportunity, but Thing is going to be the one thing stopping him from getting that goal there. As now, Krebs is picking that ball up to the air. He's going to try and go for a pass off, but, you know, just misses it, but still gets that pass. But Rex is going to drop it, leading for Pesky to have a clear-cut opportunity for a goal here. And he seeks it, and he finds it. Absolutely perfect.
Half the goals needed. Still not half the game done, though. This definitely looks like Ivy can get the mercy this time. Xenos, he's just going to try to trace the ball as Krebs will go high now. He's going to pass it to Thing. Krebs going to pass it essentially to Rex now. He's going to go for a shot. Just bounces off the crossbar, which stays Wheeladdy there. But it's going to be another opportunity for Radiant Energy to go for a goal here. I don't know if that was a pass or a shot, but it does go to Rex. He's flying in the air now. I think he's going to run out of boost any second now. A good tackle from Ivy. They're going to try to get his counter-attack. There's going to be another opportunity for Krebs, though. But that does get slapped away. Bounces towards Ivy's net, though. But I think Xenos is able to get the ball. A bit of chaos going into the corner. Let's see who gets possession. Seems like Xenos has the ball, and it did pick up the full boost. He's going to try go for a solo here. It could be. He's looking around for passing options. Gubin's gone his right. He's going to give it to Pesky. Pesky's going to give it to Gubin. He's going to go for a shot now. Beautiful passing play from Ivy.
I mean, a beautiful, you know, behind the back shot there from Gublin. You know, Gublin's always been good with those kind of like, you know, behind the back shots, the back shots. I mean, I love seeing what he does there with his skills. Very excellent executed there. But Blobby building up that speed now. He's going to go for the pass over to Thing. Thing, though, just missing it as he gets tackled, leading for Wheeladdy and Thing to have kind of battle it out there as they go for that, you know, ball control. Gublin trying to get it there. But once again, you know, they're all fighting for it. We'll see here who manages to be grabbing that ball control in the end. It looks like Gublin. He's going to get a pass over to Wheeladdy. Wheeladdy now heading up. He's going to look for an opportunity here as he's just going to chill on left bridge. He's going to go for a pass to absolutely nobody, as nobody was there, but Xenos building up that speed. You know, going for a very, very quick play here. They have 1:20 left on the clock. We could, in fact, see a mercy here, as Radiant Energy still haven't scored a single goal, but Pesky looking for the opportunity. Gublin's going to try and go for that rebound. He's up in the air. He's going to try and hit it down. He's going right past the defense line, and he just beautifully gets it in there, almost kind of taunting on Radiant Energy there. Now it's up for Radiant to, you know, get that answer back. or IVI are one goal away from a mercy with 1 minute left.
Yeah, Krebs now, he's going to take the ball. He's going to keep it on his side as Xenos going to pressure him. I think it's going to be a pass to Rex, though. Xenos and Goobin are going to chase for the ball. Let's see who gets the ball. Looks like Rex is going to get it for Radiant Energy. He might have to go for a long shot. I think he tries to hit it back to Krebs. A bit of chaos now goes into Ivy's hands. And that might just be the mistake that cost them the game. As it does, that will be a 3-0 for Ivy in the series. That final round is the Mercy.
I mean, what a beautiful round there. People in the chat were predicting it. We were kind of predicting it too. IVI coming in clutch with that Mercy there to finish off the IVI versus Radiant Energy game. I mean, regardless of the Mercy, we can't deny that there was, great work coming from both teams. Radiant Energy definitely, kind of lost it a little bit in that last round, not being able to score a single goal. But regardless, they still played well the other 2 rounds that were in there. But then you take a look at IVI, the aggression that they had coming into this match. They knew what they were in for, and they knew they were ready. They're wanting to climb that ladder, make it to the #1 spot. And honestly, I think they might be able to do it.
Yeah, I think with how they performed today, they're definitely looking like a top team that want that #1 spot on the leaderboard. Hotver, I'm pretty sure I saw them earlier playing a game, so I think they're going to try aim to keep that #1 spot and keep it away from Ivy. Radiant Energy, though, they might drop a bit of MMR after losing to Ivy from that #7 spot. I'm sure they're able to likely go back to that spot again very soon if they play a few more games in the upcoming weeks. I think they're a pretty good team. I think how they played against Ivy, though, I think the way that Ivy pressured, they definitely seemed to struggle, especially when it was near their net. I think a bit too many mistake caused them to lose the game, especially near that end, that final goal that got them the Mercy. I think it was just a bit too much chaos, and I think if it was able to, to be a bit more, controlled and civilized, I think they'll do well coming further into the season. So it'll be nice to see Radiant Energy do well. But I think overall, for this series at least, we'll be finishing it off there.
100%. I do appreciate everybody tuning into the live stream. We will be live later today with another matchup that we do have happening. So remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications if you want to get notified every time that we do go live here on the VRML network. Remember, hit the like button as well if you did like the stream. It does, help out the channel. Anything to really help out, grow VRML network to more of a wider audience as we try to get Orion Drift and all the other esports that we do hold on here to a wider audience. We love esports. We're passionate for it. Remember, subscribe. If you do have $5 spare, you can become a channel member by clicking the join button. You get cool little loyalty badges in the chat. There's someone here called Mira. They have a little, green name and a little badge to them. That means they are a member. If you become a channel member, you get that. You get cool emotes as well in the chat, member shoutouts, member-only live chats, discounted merchandise, member-only live streams, access to a specific members-only, channel in the Orion Drift VRML Discord, or just kind of in VRML in general. So we do appreciate you guys being here. You guys can do that. I've been your host and caster, Pine VR, joined by my co-caster, Ebro. We've been VRML. You guys have been amazing. I appreciate you. We'll see you. And hopefully one of the next casts or streams. Goodbye, everybody.
Orion Drift VRML is brought to you by Another Axiom, Helga, the esports manager. Thanks for watching VRML.